All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today we're going to go really deep in a comparison. So this might be a lengthy video, so I hope you're geared up to grab a drink and a snack and enjoy me with it. So I just got the Pixel 6a, and I couldn't wait to show it next to the Pixel 5a 5G. So let's go deep and let's just jump right into this. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the price. These cost identical. These are $499. At least at the recording of this video, July 22nd. Again, I just got this device, had it for less than 24 hours, but this is a pretty simple one because this is the replacement for the 5A 5G. So they're both $499. And see, with that, I like that Google didn't jump the price at all when they changed the design and gave it a Tensor chip. We can critique these all we want to. Let's put it like this. We can critique these all we want to, but the fact of the matter is, the price is fair when you're considering what Google's replacing. It's replacing this device. Now, this device right here for hardware, it's got the unibody design. It's an aluminum frame, and it says it has an aluminum backing, but there's that coating over it, remember, to get this color. And it has a headphone jack, which this one does not have, but it still has the ultra-wide camera, which is 16 over here, but it's 12, I believe, on the, it's 12 on the newer device, but that doesn't mean that it's bad per se. Its quality is going to be about the same from what I can tell. And the main lens is f1.7. It's the same camera. It's the f1.7 at 27 millimeters. So it's 12.2 megapixels for the main lens. The difference is going to be the 16 megapixels. But this has the older design, if you will, dating all the way back technically to the Pixel 3 lineup, which to me was never bad. I think this is a beautiful lineup. I still have my Pixel 4a, by the way, sitting over there. And I think it's a great build quality because it's that unibody design. And this, I know if I drop, I have dropped this several times, it didn't smash and crack right away because it doesn't have a glass back. So, that's something that you should take note of if you decide to pick up a Pixel 5a 5G or a Pixel 6a. I believe this has an aluminum frame and aluminum back also, but it has a plastic, or if this is glass, I would need to confirm with Google, but nope, it is a plastic back. I confirmed it already. So it has an aluminum frame with a plastic black back. This has an aluminum back. It's like an all one piece. So guaranteed this won't shatter. This might run the risk of shattering, but just the back portion of it. And you could probably replace that. But hardware-wise, this is their tried and true design that they've had for quite some time. Fingerprint reader on the back, square camera module, stereo speakers, and you got a 1080p display as well. Fingerprint reader on the back that works really good. And you got a speedy device. Yeah. Now, hardware-wise over here with the Pixel 6, you have an in-screen fingerprint reader, which is really, really sweet. Really liking that in-screen fingerprint reader opposed to the experience I got on my Pixel 6. I was extremely disappointed with that. It was a headache for me. But this has been great. Again, you do have a nice new design. It may be a plastic back, but it looks like it's glass. It matches and mirrors Google's current lineup, which is what you really want. Most consumers aren't concerned if they have a plastic back or a glass back. They just don't know the difference. And this phone is for a person who is looking to get into stock Android and give the best of the best from Google at this price point. And currently, this is what they're offering. So coming in at the same price point, obviously, for me, the hardware and design is going to go to the newer device, which is the Pixel 6a. Now, even though it doesn't have a headphone jack, I do get it. But here's how Google's going to offset that. They know we're in different times right now. So when you buy this device right now, you get free Pixel Bud A's. That's a fantastic deal. They're just going to give them to you when you pre-order. So the recording of this video is July 22nd. So you can pre-order this and get free Pixel Buds. You cannot beat that. That's like a thank you from Google. We're sorry we took away the headphone jack, but here's some free Pixel Buds, which I do have, and they sound amazing, by the way. So that is a huge shift and shake for me for this device. Hardware definitely goes to the Pixel 6a. This is a much more beautiful device overall. I like that it's even more compact as well. It's shorter. It's shorter because it has a 6.1-inch display opposed to the 6.34-inch display. Not much difference, but enough difference to point out the difference. So this is going to feel, even though it's boxy, it still feels really, really good in the hand because it's smaller. Now, it doesn't feel as good as this device with the straight up rounded corners, but it does feel good. And I'll admit that this device does feel fantastic in the hand, and this one gives it a go because it's just a hair smaller. That's what it is. So hardware goes to the Pixel 6a, obviously. However, this 5a is not far behind. You know, it's just that this is the newer design. Another reason why this hardware gets a shake towards the Pixel 6a is because it has the Tensor chip. This has a 7nm chip, which is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G, which is absolutely phenomenal. I have not had any problems with this device whatsoever, none whatsoever. And this device right here, I doubt I'll have any problems as well. This has the Tensor chip though, folks, so you cannot sleep on that. You cannot ignore the fact that, you know, we're going to get the latest and greatest over here from Google, but, you know, this matches the 6a's internal processor. So, I mean, I don't think you're going to see too much difference in performance, but you might see that over time. I don't know, but I can tell you the 765G has held up very well. They're both running Android 12. Obviously, this came out with Android 12. This came out with 11, and now it's on 12, obviously, because I've had this since launch. They both have 128 gigs of storage with 6 gigs of RAM, but the difference is the advantage to, again, in hardware terms, this has UFS 3.1, so you're going to see much better transfer speeds and just performance from within the actual phone itself. You're going to get a little bit more. You know, you got Bluetooth 5.2, just a little minor things on there that are, you know, going to be different. Now, one difference that I was surprised to see go away was Bluetooth aptX HD. That is not on the Pixel 6a. For some reason, it's not. Now, could it be because they have Bluetooth 5.2 and I'm not, you know, up on game which is better or whatever? But I don't know. They both have NFC, which is great. So a difference here also where I might have some concerns. The battery life on this thing is freaking crazy. The Pixel 5a 5G has phenomenal battery. That's because it has almost a 5,000 milliamp hour battery inside. 4680. This has 4410. Now, will I see a difference in that 200 plus? I don't. Every little bit counts. So head nod to the Pixel 5a for having the bigger battery, and it is proven that it has a good battery. At least for me, it has. So when it comes to the software experience and the performance and everything, I don't think you're going to find too much difference. But you know, opening apps and things like that doesn't really do anything. It's going to have to be me telling you later on after I've used it. But what I will do is I'll fire up a video right now on both devices and we'll take a look at the screens. Now I've got the brightness all the way up on here, and so I'm going to play these and I'll show the speakers on both. But here is the Pixel 6a on the bottom. Obviously you can tell because it's squared off, and then you've got the Pixel 5a 5G on the top. Look at the quality that you're getting here. Over camera, it's going to look some type of way, but in person, I think I don't see much difference. This is probably pretty much the same display. Now let's take a listen to the speakers here on this one first. 2,000 miles in, no major issues. I did have an emissions warning. I wanted to point that out first. All right. Let's go ahead and switch to this one. For me, and the truck wouldn't remote start. Now, it started by getting in and, you know, pushing the button and starting it up. It started that way. But it would not start for a remote start. I don't. Now, one thing I can tell you already, the Pixel 6a speakers are louder and they're more clear. They have just a little bit more tone, but that's to be expected when you have something that's been upgraded or you've got something new. Now, that's just my ears. You might hear something completely different. I don't know. But I can tell you that the Pixel 6a speakers definitely are louder and more clear, and they have a little bit more tone. So, you know, I can't go too far into performance though, because, you know, again, I just got the Pixel 6a, and, you know, it is what it is. These should mirror each other, if I'm being honest. They should. Why am I logged out over here? Ugh, every time I'm shooting a video, something happens. But I can tell you that the Pixel 6a speakers are louder, and the video looks the same to me. So while the screens are evenly matched, in my opinion, the speakers definitely are louder, in my humble opinion, and it just sounds better. So again, performance. One little thing I want to point out is you saw me go into the display settings here because I don't like 4 across. So I wanted to go ahead and add this in here, folks. I want to shout out Floppa. You'll see his comment here. I'll put it up on the screen. But 5 across is simply here. I'm so used to it being in other places. This is how you get to it down here at the bottom. So I wanted to put this in here because I recorded this video and then afterwards I saw that comment. So I wanted to go ahead and put it in here for you. But you can do 5 across. You can do 4x4, 4x5, 3x3. I totally forgot it was here because I'm so used. That's a new Android 12 feature, and I'm so used to having it just be 5x5. So I wanted to go ahead and throw this in here for you to let you know that you can do it, and that is how you do it. If you didn't already know, I didn't. I'm straight up. I don't know everything, and I totally missed that. But I want to go and give props where it's due to Floppa, and I put his comment up, he or she's comment up there. I appreciate it. Keep watching. But nonetheless, folks, this is just a quick get at you with the hardware and the quick look at the devices. I think battery life is going to be the only real major difference in between these. I honestly don't believe I'm going to see much difference in performance, but if I do, I'll be happy to report it to you. Now you're probably saying, Jay, you didn't even show us the cameras. Let me show you the cameras and then we'll get out of here. So for me, in the end here, folks, this will be a long running situation for me. I can't give like a conclusion. Oh, hey, you should buy the 6A because of this. I can tell you where it's equally matched. Well, the 5A is somewhat equally matched. Performance, software, obviously, and cameras. Now, obviously price is matched. But the other things, the 6A is probably going to be a little bit better. But if the battery life is good on the 6A, and it doesn't so much have to beat the 5A 5G, but it has to be at least great because the Pixel 5A 5G battery is just great. It's phenomenal. So with that, and I think it will be, coming in with a 4410 battery, I think it's going to be really, really decent and comparable to this device. Now, one device I do want to bring in at one point and compare the 6A to is the OnePlus Nord N20, folks, because that is a phenomenal device, and it does have some features that the 6A doesn't have. So we'll see about that in another video. But for right now, there's a lot of people concerned whether or not you should buy the 6A if you have the 5A 5G. I'm going to leave that up to you. I say that the 6A is a worthy upgrade just based on the hardware and the internals alone. You get that Tensor chip. You basically get the chip that's in their flagship devices. So they technically have no more non-flagship devices. Because remember back in the day, everybody used to base their experiences on what's a flagship based on the processor. Now people don't do that anymore for some reason. Remember those days? If it had that processor and it had that RAM and it had this, it's a flagship. Now people don't do it anymore for some reason. Yeah. The 6A is definitely a worthy upgrade to the Pixel 5A 5G, but you have to determine whether or not you want to go out and spend your money and upgrade if your device is working fine, if you like it a lot. There's a lot of people that say, I'm keeping my 4A because I just, I'm not ready to switch yet. So But I definitely, at this point, after having this for less than 24 hours, I'm being honest, I literally just got this morning, and using it has been great. I mean, I'm using it on AT&T, and I'm using this on Google Fi, which is basically T-Mobile and, all the other networks combined together. This is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. The overall experience is great. I like it already. And it's not just excitement, because again, I don't like a few things about it, but it's not a deterrent to whether or not I wouldn't buy it. Because if I didn't have it, I would just buy it anyway. I bought the Pixel 6 and Google sent over the Pixel 6 Pro, which I really love the Pixel 6 Pro. But, the Pixel 6 lineup just had some issues for some reason. But now it seems like one of the main issues I had was the fingerprint reader. This fingerprint reader was not performing like it should have. It just was not. So with that, folks, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to tell you probably more than likely for me, it is a worthy upgrade to getting it. I think it's worth it at this point if you're going to, because it costs the same price. So, you have to determine whether or not you want to spend that money or not. Because you definitely could do a trade-in also. You could trade in a device and get this device for half off or less than half off, as a matter of fact. Some people are getting this for $150 and getting free Pixel Bud A's. They're trading in the Pixel 3a. And here's what I am going to say. If you have a 3a, you can get this device for $150 and you get Pixel Bud A's. Why are you not ordering? Yes, I paused for dramatic effect. That to me is just a no-brainer. And some people are getting $300 for the Pixel 4s. I mean, it's just a must, folks. I wouldn't sleep on it. This has the Tensor chip. It has Google's latest and greatest. So if you're waiting on the Pixel 7 or the 7 Pro, hey, I get it. I hear you. Your money, your rules. But if you're a person who's not waiting on that and you are a part of this group of people who are under $500, or you have the 5A or the 4A 5G or the 4A, this is a definite move if you really want to get into the direction that Google's going to go. So, it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Quick comparison. A lot of talking, I know, but it's more, I wanted to go really detailed for you and give you my perspective on this, because if I was a regular consumer, I'd say this. If I was a regular consumer who was mildly into tech and I saw this come out and I can get it for $150 by just trading in this device, and I get some free wireless earbuds because they took away my headphone jack, I'd jump all on it. That's just me. Store.google.com, Team Pixel. This was definitely a gift from Google, and I appreciate it. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Leave a comment down below. Take care.